folded the blanket, but left side you used. Not sure if I was saving it or just scared to move. The lamp still flickers like it always did. Funny how the smallest things still know where you've been. I'm not over you, but I don't want you back. I still cry in the kitchen, but it's not just for that. And I don't know what to do with this space. It's not broken, but it's not okay. I went to the cafe, you hated their tea. Sat by the window where you wouldn't sit with me. They said I looked tired, I said it's just work. But part of me knew it still kinda hurt. I'm not over you, but I'm not falling apart. I stopped writing drafts, I don't plan to start. And I don't know how to name this ache. It's not anger, but it's not fake. There's no last message, no final fight. Just days where I forget, then cry at night. I'm not over you, but I don't need the why. I'm just here, still learning to try. And I don't know how to feel it yet, but maybe this time I'll let it set. I wake up tired even after sleep, chasing things I'm not sure I need. I scroll too long, then hate the day. Can't tell what's real or just in the way I try to care, but don't know how. The future feels too far from now. I'm still figuring it out, and maybe that's okay. I don't have all the answers, but I'm showing up each day. Some nights I feel nothing, some days too much, but I'm learning to stay, even when it's tough. I lost old friends that I thought would stay, change my mind more than I can say. My voice shakes when I say I'm fine, and sometimes I cry without a line, but I write it down or sing it low, 'cause someone out there might need to know. We're all figuring it out in our own strange ways. Some are loud about it, some don't say, but you're not weak for feeling lost, and loving yourself will always cost. have to be sure to still take a step. You're not behind, you're just not there yet. I'm still figuring it out, but I'm not alone. This road feels crooked, but it's still my own. So if today hurts, just let it be. There's space for you right here with me. You left the key on top of the note. I read it once, didn't quote. I packed your shoes in the wrong box, kept the shirt that matched my thoughts. You said no hard feelings here, but I still shook when you got near. You didn't ask if I was done, so I had to be the one. I'm packing it up, slow but sure. You won't ask, so close the door. This was soft, this was loud, this was love I can't keep around. I wrapped the frame we never filled, left the light you used to build. I took down the list we made. You moved on, but I still stayed. You looked fine, you always do. I kept saying we'll get through. I'm packing it up with no regrets. You won't hold what I still kept. You said thank you, I said same, but in my chest it still had weight. This isn't anger, this isn't fear, it's just the truth I wouldn't hear. I'm packing it up for me this time. No more trying to read your mind. I loved you, you showed up, but now I'm packing it up. I told myself you were still here, but saying that won't make it clear. You stopped asking, I stayed loud. I called it space, you called it proud. I waited weeks, you stayed away. I said we're fine, to feel okay. You didn't lie, you just let go. And I knew it, but didn't show. I know now you were gone long before I said I shrank myself to fit your sky. You gave silence, I called it kind. You drifted off, I closed my mind. You were cruel, but weren't there, and I kept loving the empty chair. You never said it straight to me, but silence always finds a key. I know now, and that's enough. Not every break needs something tough. You were quiet, I was loud, and neither one said it out loud. You'd love the drama if it wasn't mine. You said I'm not ready for the 8th time. We broke up on a Tuesday night, then kissed again before the lights. My friends all say I should've left, but what's a lesson if not a test? You'd love the drama if it wasn't me. The crying in cars, the late apology. I lost myself in every act, but played it well and took it back. He bought me flowers, then made me cry. Called it passion, I called it a lie. We danced like it meant something more, then argue about who closed the door. They say I'm reckless with how I love, but no one warns you when it's just enough. You love the drama from the outside in, but I live the plot beneath the skin. I forgave too fast, loved too loud, but never once let myself drown. They call it chaos, I call it mine. Not every storm needs to align. You'd love the drama like it's a show, but I was the one who had to grow. So write your lines and say your part. I'll keep the truth inside but it felt like work. Someone asked if we still talk, I smirked. I said we're fine and then we're gone, but your name still echoes in my favorite songs. I try new people and keep things alive, but no one sees the things you might. No one else reads me like you. Even in silence, you somehow knew. They ask if I'm better, I say I guess, but the truth is you knew me best. I wear new colors and call them mine, but you laugh and say that's not your kind. They think I'm soft, but you saw steel. No one else feels that real. I've grown in ways you maybe miss, but some things still sound like us in this. No one else gets past the wall. You knew the cracks before they'd fall. They ask who hurt me, I just nod, 'cause you were love and also the loss. I don't regret how far we fell, just wish I didn't lose myself as well. No one else knows where I break. They all see light, but not what it takes. I might move on, but I'll still admit I missed the way no one else did. I kept your name on quiet days. You lived in thoughts I couldn't say. I watched the light change on the floor and still believed you'd knock once more. I read old texts like they were new and filled in blanks you never knew. You stayed a place I tried to keep, but missing you just lost my sleep. This is where I leave the parts you missed, the words unsaid, the final kiss. This is where I drop your name from songs I wrote to keep me sane. I don't hate you, but I won't stay. I loved you once, but not today. You gave enough to let me feel, but not enough to make it real. You didn't break, but didn't hold, and silence speaks never told. This is where I leave, not out of spite, because I need a softer night. You stay behind, I walked ahead. This isn't love, just words we said. I won't rewind to feel the ache. I gave too much, you didn't take. This is where I leave, with both feet still. No final scene, just quiet will. You were a chapter I believed, but this is now, and this is me. You liked my jokes when they were sad. You knew my quiet meant I was mad. You said we'll talk and meant it then, but now it's text with no house been. I still think to call you first and stop myself before it hurts. You don't ask about my days, I don't say what I can't phrase. We don't talk the same, you don't wait to hear. I still search your face, you just shift the gear. We don't sit and quiet like we used to do. You say, how are you? But don't stay through. You told me once we'll always care, but now I speak and you're not there. I laugh too fast, you're not too slow. We lost the part that used to know. You don't flinch when I go small, I don't write when nights feel tall. We don't talk the same, I reach you past. You still sound kind, but that won't last. We try so soft to stay in place, but time erased our shared space. You were the one who heard me wrong, but stayed to hear my quiet songs. We don't talk the same, but I still care. Just not enough to keep us there. You were my friend before the flame. Now we just not, but not the same. I used to whisper just to keep the peace. Laughed at your jokes that cut into me. I called it compromise, you called it love. But I gave you everything you gave just enough. You said I was too much, then asked me to stay. I shrank to fit, but now I say I left the door open, then walked away. I didn't slam it, but I didn't stay. You fed on my silence, I'm done being sweet. You don't get to miss me when I found my feet. You liked me quieter, kept me on mute. Said healing takes time while you played the flute. I kept rewriting every little red flag, turned pain into poems and wore every tag. But I'm not your shadow, not your repair. I won't shrink for someone who was never there. I left the door open, then walked away. Not for you, but for me to stay sane. You wanted devotion, I wanted the truth. So I broke the version you loved me through. I looked in the mirror and saw more than pain. I saw the girl you tried to contain. I left the door open, but I'm not coming back. I packed my heart and painted the cracks. You lost the right to keep me small. I left for me, and I stand tall. I said yes, you made it small. I held us, you let it fall. I stayed up, you stayed out. I bit my tongue, you raised your doubt. I showed up, you said don't try. I made it right, you asked me why. You say I'm strong, but use my weight. I gave you more than you could take. All I gave you called too much, but kept it close when things got rough. I poured, you looked away. You left, but asked me to stay. You said you love, but only take. I forgave, you said that's fair. You lost things, but I was there. I let you speak while I went quiet. You liked me soft, then called it tired. I broke for you and said I'm fine. You took my yes and drew the line. All I gave you called too much, but used it all when things got tough. I asked, you turned to leave. You said I'm rare but didn't choose. You had my best and let it bruise. All I gave you called too deep, but kept the parts you gotta keep. I stayed when it hurt too loud. You left without turning around. I loved you in fragments, the good ones too small to keep. You said I made it harder, but didn't ask why I weep. I stayed for the parts I thought could be whole, but held on so tightly I let go of my soul. This wasn't the kind of love they write about or sing. It bruised quiet, it hurt soft, but it never gave me wings. And I kept calling it love, 'cause it was all I knew. But not everything you fight to save was ever meant for you. I wanted to be better, so you wouldn't leave. But every time I bent, I shattered underneath. I watched myself vanish just to keep you around. And when you said goodbye, I didn't make a sound. This wasn't the kind of love that makes you feel at home. It needed me to stay small, to never say I'm alone. And I kept calling it love, 'cause I was too afraid to admit the version I gave you was the one I let betray. Healing didn't feel like rising, just standing up straighter. It came like silence, like no more later. This wasn't the kind of love that taught me how to stay, but it showed me where I broke and what to give away. I kept calling it love, but now I see it clear. I was trying to love what was never fully here. You look good in that photo she posted, wearing the jacket you swore you never liked. I smiled because it felt like I should, even though I wasn't alright. My friends all say you touch a mess, but they don't know how much I second guess. Said I'm happy for you, and I wanted to mean it, but something inside still breaks when I see it. I let you go like I knew how, but I still feel like I'm losing now. You said you hope I find someone true. I nodded, but what if it was you? I talk like we were never that deep, but my voice shakes when I try to sleep. I tell myself this is for the best, but I still scroll and fail the test. I said I'm happy for you, and maybe that's brave, but part of me still wants to be the name you save. I let you go with practice grace, but I'm still stuck in that same place. You moved on like a story, you wrote the part I played, and now I smile on the surface, but cry why you never stayed. I said I'm happy for you, and maybe I will be, but today I'm just honest with the hurt that lives in me. You got hurt and I've got through, and that's all I can do. I liked your smile from far away, but never knew what you would say. You told good stories, but kept things vague. I filled the blanks with what I craved. You looked like someone who meant more, but maybe that was just before. I held your words like photographs, but never asked what came to pass. I loved a version you didn't claim. I gave it color, you stayed the same. I said too much, you stayed unread. You were a name inside my head. You answered slow, but smiled just right. I took the pause and made it bright. You let me guess, you played along. I turned you into every song. Me didn't lie, but never showed. I stayed for things you never told. I loved a version you never knew. I built a house you never moved through. I learned your voice, but not your mind. You stayed a blur I made defined. You never promised, but I still kept a place for you you never met. I loved a version I dreamed alone. You were a shape I called my own. You felt so close, but stay made up, and maybe that was close enough. said too much when I meant less. I broke the glass trying to impress. I wore my guilt like second skin, not asking you to let me win. I don't want an easy pass, just someone who sees the past. If you hurt me, not what I said, you know the storms inside my head. I never asked to be made right, just to be seen in softer light. I stayed too long in rooms too small, played your version of me for all. I smiled through what I should have named. Now I sit with all the blame. Don't rewrite me, just read me clear. I'm not proud, but I was here. If you hurt me behind the sound, you'd feel the fear I never drowned. I'm not asking for you to bend, just to believe it made some sense. I'm not your hero or villain cast, I'm just the echo of what couldn't last. If you heard me without the noise, you'd find a girl who lost her voice. I don't need to be let go, just want you to finally know. You cried on my floor, said you felt like a ghost. He stopped calling and you hurt the most. I held your hand through the silent week, brought ice cream and lies to help you sleep. I swore I'd hate him on your behalf, but time did things you never asked. Now I'm kissing him like you never did, and it feels like sin with every hit. Was I ever a friend, or just close enough to steal the pieces when you gave up? He said you changed and looked at me like I was the answer he didn't need. I tried to pretend it was something new, but every touch echoes you. You haven't called, and I don't blame. I wouldn't either if I knew my name. 'Cause I'm holding him like I never should, and it burns like truth the way it would. Was I ever a friend, or a line you missed when trust turned quiet with one small twist? I still see your face when he looks away, and wonder if you'd forgive me someday. I'm not proud of where this ends, but he calls me love and it still offends. You lost him first, but I lost you more, and I'm not sure what friends are for. I tell everyone I stopped thinking about you, but I still slow down at your street light. I drive by like it's just another way home. Without meaning to, you're not at the window, but I look anyway. I still parked by your street, even when I swore I'd move on. I still parked by your street, like maybe the air could carry your name. I don't stay long, but I still stay.
Your mailbox still leans a little left, and the porch light still flickers on windy nights. It's stupid how much I notice you were a habit I never meant to survive. I still parked by your street, pretend it's just traffic, pretend I don't know what I'm doing. I still wish you were.
I told you without saying it, we'd meet, but you never heard what wasn't loud. You smiled with your lips, not your eyes, and I kept pretending not to notice. You held my waist like you were checking if I was still there, not if I was okay. I tried to speak in soft ways, but maybe you only feel when it breaks. I felt it in full color, you saw it black and white. I reached, but you leaned back. I stayed while you paced inside. You never felt it loud, but I did. I left my favorite verse You never felt too loud, but I still do. And I left. You said this doesn't change anything, but somehow everything did. You held my hand like it meant something, but your eyes were already elsewhere. I told myself to wait, but time only made things clearer. You were soft, but not staying. You were kind, but not close. You said it didn't mean anything, but I felt everything. You kissed me like a maybe, and I believed it like a promise. You laughed, but not with me. You spoke, but not to stay. I watched you leave slowly, like you were hoping I wouldn't notice. Some love doesn't, it just wasn't real. You said it meant nothing, but it meant something to me. You forgot like it was easy. I remember like it still hurts. And that probably means it was never the same. I washed the glass you left behind, like it might bring you back. Your sweater's still on the chair. I said I'd move it, but I never really tried. The light's still warm on your side, and I don't sleep there. You didn't say you were leaving, but you didn't stay either. You didn't say Truthfully, I barely had time to feel it breathe, but I did, and I do still. And that was always enough to stay. You said you're still here, but I keep seeing space where your eyes used to land. You make your tea like you don't live here. Every step sounds like a goodbye you won't say. I breathe a little softer now, like even that could push you too far. You smile, but not at me. You ask, but not to know. This house feels like a paper door, and I've been tiptoeing just to keep it closed. You say you're not gone, but I've been missing you in real time. You leave lights on like that means something, but you haven't asked what I've been feeling. You kiss me like a friend would, and I don't know what that makes me now. I've stopped asking because you answer like I already know, and maybe I do. This house feels like a paper door, and even silence feels like wind. You're still here, but your voice is only echo. You said no pressure, but my hands shook anyway. I smiled like I wasn't remembering how the last one left. You hold doors open like it means something. You say, text me when you get home, and wait for the reply. Not everyone does that. And I notice I still flinch when it gets quiet, like I'm waiting to be ignored again. You make it hard not to try, even when I swore I'd keep things light. You laugh just looked at me and ended. This could fall apart like everything else, but I think I'll stay anyway and see. You make it hard not to try, and maybe that's the beginning of something that doesn't end in almost. You said it wasn't cheating if nothing really changed, but you don't call someone else by my nickname. You said you didn't mean it, but your voice gave you away, and I've been shrinking just to let you stay. If I meant less, would you have stayed longer? If I was quiet, would you love me softer? I tried to be small so you could feel tall, but now I see I should've left first. You blame me for the distance, but you never crossed a line. I sent you 100 chances, you replied once out of time. I thought love was compromise, but I was the only one bending. Now the truth tastes bitter, but at least it's ending. If I meant less, would you have held tighter? If I said nothing, would you smile wider? I swallowed my voice to echo your world, but I'm done being unheard. You'll forget me, but I won't forget me again. I thought about calling, but didn't again. I never told you how quiet it felt when you were right next to me. I laughed at your stories, but kept the sad ones to myself. I thought you'd ask, but you never did. I never told you what hurt, because I knew you'd look away. I smiled to keep the peace, but I cracked in every quiet. And now I wonder if you ever noticed I wore that shirt you liked even when you weren't coming. crossed your street, slow like it would matter. You didn't leave loudly, but it still felt final. I never told you, but I loved you longer than I should have. You were never cruel, but never kind enough to keep me. And maybe that's why I stopped talking. Some things sound better unsaid. You used to say, talk soon, but I stopped keeping track. I let go of counting hours since you last reached out, deleted the message I never had the courage to send. You gave me so little, but I still called it hope. I'm not waiting anymore, not for answers or accidents, or maybe I sleep with both eyes closed now. I don't check my phone for you. I used to plan what I'd say if you called, but I forgot the script. I changed my lock screen, you never noticed, but it mattered to me. This isn't cold, it's just quiet, and I'm finally okay with that. I'm not waiting anymore, I'm walking without looking back. You had your moment to ask me to stay, and you didn't. So this is me not waiting. I didn't mean to miss you, but here I am, holding my breath in grocery stores just in case I see you. I didn't mean to remember your side of the bed, but I still don't sleep on it. You said I never meant to hurt you, but you still did. We both didn't mean to, but that doesn't undo it. You forgot how to love me, and I kept reminding you with my silence. It wasn't on purpose, but it happened anyway. You wore that shirt I bought like it meant nothing. I said it's okay when it wasn't. And now I don't feel much. I think you wanted someone softer, so I stopped being loud.
there's nothing left to say. And maybe that was the most honest part.
Ice, sending messages, but your name still lingers in the way I breathe. I spell you in coffee foam, in rainy windows, in grocery lines. I almost say you when I laugh too hard and swallow it like a secret I promise not to tell. You don't call, but I still listen. I kept your name in my mouth, like a word I'm too scared to forget. I kept your name where no one can hear, but I taste it in every almost love. I held you in silence longer than I ever held your hand. I taught my lips to curve around lies, but the truth still sits behind my teeth, waiting for a reason to spill. Maybe someday I'll forget the flavor of missing you. Maybe, but not yet. I kept your name in my mouth like a prayer, never believed enough. I kept your name like a song only I remember. I stayed where your name could still find me, and you never knew. You hand the better pillow every time fell over. You listen without waiting for your turn to speak. You remember how I take my tea and how I sometimes forget to breathe. I don't ask if you love me, you show me in lowercase things. No need to ask, you're always already there. No need to chase, you walk at my pace. You never say forever, but you stay like it don't post about us, but you know what color makes me feel safe. You hold my hand like it's home, not like it might slip. This isn't loud, but it's real, and you never make me guess. The hallway smells the same, steady mid-tone. Your shoes are gone, but Ice Town still right with them. But I still step around them. You used to hum in the kill chain. Now I hum, just to fill
The quiet, the quiet was just there. Speaks, it speaks. Isn't this heavy?
So I leave the light on.
Or anyway, not for you, but for me to beware what it felt like
To believe
you stay. I talk to your nut like it knows what happened or left
everything clean.
except me. I don't wait, but I still listen. Numbers dash, wake, was not far in. To go dark, to gargle in the first place is just so my heart doesn't forbid to go dark in the first place, to close the sun.
The sun came in through the curtain I forgot to close. No dreams last night, no tears on the pillow, just the quiet kind that doesn't ache. I don't need a reason to feel okay today. Still the light comes even when I don't ask. Still I breathe without checking who left. Still I'm here, and that's enough for now. I watered the plant that almost died last fall. It's blooming without knowing why. Maybe peace isn't loud, it just stays without knocking. Still the light comes soft as forgiveness. Still I rise without trying don't need more than that. No one's knocking, no one's home, but I've learned how to be alone. I stopped setting 2 plates out, stopped waiting for you to come around, folded the past like clothes in a drawer. I don't check like I did before. I still sleep on my side, but the space feels less wide. I'm still standing, not taller, not louder, but steadier. You left, but didn't break me. You paused, but didn't erase me. There's no anthem, no applause, just me, and that's enough. I play old songs, but skip the track where you'd hum along at the back. And I laugh just because I know healing doesn't need a cause. Maybe love isn't the prize. Maybe staying is just the fight. I'm still standing on the ground, not reaching, but not backing down. Your name I don't repeat, a thought that feels bittersweet, but I breathe like before, and I don't need more. Yeah, I'm still standing.